Today we got King Kong from Kong Skull Island taking on Godzilla, or Zilla. Who comes out on top? Let's find out. Kong is the bestial ruler of Skull Island, from a gigantic ape, and is the last of his kind. He's incredibly fierce and brutal when angered while in combat, but at the same time, he's a peaceful and protective side to him as well. The scene when he befriends Mason Weaver and James Conrad, even going so far as to put himself in danger in order to save Mason from drowning. Also rather intelligent, at least smart enough to use weapons in combat, like a tree trunk as a staff, propeller of a ship as a melee weapon. Kong is massive, standing at 104 feet tall, and is incredibly strong, even despite not being fully grown. He's able to kill a mere squid of brute strength, can take out smaller skullcrawlers with his punches, and can wrestle and pin the alpha skullcrawler to the ground with his strength. He's surprisingly quick for a creature of his size, as he's able to dodge a skullcrawler attack from behind. His body's actually designed for flexibility. Those long arms of his allow him to deal devastating blows in combat. On top of that, he can leap incredibly high. He's an expert climber, being able to easily scale up sheer cliffs and mountain faces. Kong is durable enough to withstand machine gun fire from military helicopters and attacks from skullcrawlers, and his stamina is so great that even after battling against and killing the alpha skullcrawler, he would walk away without any real signs of exhaustion. So, that's what we got in one corner. King Kong, Kong from Kong Skull Island. But, at the corner, entering the ring straight from New York City, Zilla. Zilla, originally known as Godzilla, appeared in the 1998 movie Godzilla. Zilla was initially created to be a reimagining of Godzilla, but was later rebranded as a different character, appearing in Godzilla Final Wars as Zilla, a mutated iguana that the Americans accidentally mistook for being the true Godzilla. However, just to clarify, while Zilla and Godzilla from 1998 had different names or even under different trademarks, they are the same character. While Zilla isn't as strong or powerful as the true Godzilla, it is strong enough to casually walk through skyscrapers, one-shot other kaiju with a bite to the neck, and even manage to damage the real Godzilla himself. Zilla is also fantastic at burrowing. It's able to dig through the concrete and asphalt of New York City just as easily as if it was burrowing through dirt. It's even used this ability in the past to evade attacks and ambush opponents. Zilla is also remarkably durable, but its greatest advantage over any other kaiju is its remarkable speed. His top running speed is 300 miles per hour. He's been able to easily outrun Apache helicopters, dodge missiles at close range, and is also an excellent jumper, even being able to jump over a close range atomic blast from Godzilla. Zilla is abnormally stealthy for a creature of his size, as he's been able to regularly sneak up on enemies and disappear without a trace, which is amplified with his ability to quickly burrow through the ground. He's also a practical fighter, and knows when to escape from a fight in order to avoid more damage necessary. However, this might nearly border on cowardice, as he even run from military before and backed away from things that other kaiju would generally face head on. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Kong vs. Godzilla is one of the most hyped up fights of all time. So much so that they made several movies about it, and are making another movie in 2020, with this version of King Kong from Kong Skull Island going up against Godzilla from King of the Monsters. But today we're switching it up a little bit, and throwing Kong up against the American Godzilla, Zilla, 1998. But who comes out on top? Well, let's find out. Now, both of these kaiju are obviously insanely strong and powerful, with Kong being able to throw a tree all the way through a helicopter, smacking and punching helicopters down to the ground, and even tore one helicopter clean in half. Kong was also able to absolutely manhandle other younger kaiju, break free of large steel chains, and is even able to battle against and overpower kaiju of its own size, like going up against the Skull Devil, prying open its jaws, and even tearing out its tongue. But I gotta give the edge to Godzilla here. Zilla's been able to tear right through skyscrapers like the MetLife building. He's strong to burrow through the asphalt and concrete of New York City just as easily if it was digging through dirt. And Zilla's also shown that it can go up against and overpower other kaiju before too. Like was able to one-shot a Titanosaurus trilopod, a bite to the neck, is able to cut through Godzilla's extremely tough hide with its razor-sharp claws. So, overall, Zilla is stronger. Mostly because, as impressive as Kong is, we never seen him destroy skyscrapers, and definitely not do it as easy as Zilla did. So, what about durability? Well, again, I'd argue the edge to Zilla. So, Kong was obviously large and tough enough to where gunfire didn't really injure him, but you could tell that he noticed and that it stung. Same when he grabbed the tail rotor. It obviously bothered him and cut him up a bit. But otherwise, he was perfectly fine. But Zilla has done the same thing, being able to regularly shrug off gunfire, artillery, and even tank fire. And Zilla stood up to it better than Kong did, and Zilla was encountering modern day weapons while Kong was going up against weapons from the 70s. And while Zilla was taken down and killed by several direct hits from missiles powerful enough to blow up stadiums, Kong was taken down and nearly killed by being engulfed in a napalm blast and being set on fire. So overall, even though Zilla was actually killed by the end of his movie and Kong survived, Zilla stood up to more powerful attacks and proved that he is more durable. However, to be fair to Kong, he's mostly just going to be dealing with attacks like scratches and bites, which is what he took during his fight with the Skull Devil, and he still held remarkably well and actually won the fight. And then, finally, when you talk about speed, and you think this is an area where Kong takes it by leaps and bounds. I mean, one of the main reasons why King Kong is even able to contend with the true Godzilla is because Kong is faster and more agile, being able to duck and weave all around during their fight. But that's not necessarily going to be the case here in this fight. Don't get me wrong, Kong is still incredibly fast and agile, especially for a creature of his size and stature. He's run faster than a speeding helicopter, was able to catch another one and swat several out of the air, and actually managed to jump over a helicopter. He's also incredibly agile and skilled at maneuvering whatever environment he finds himself in. So he's going to be able to thrive in a fight in New York City just as easily as they were fighting on his home turf in Skull Island. But like we said, Kong isn't going to hold the clear speed advantage in this fight, because Zilla is shockingly fast, and actually one of the fastest kaiju we've ever seen. Officially, his top speed is a stunning 300 miles per hour. He's easily outrun several Apache helicopters, and even managed to dodge several missiles at very close range. He's a skilled and agile swimmer. He's an excellent jumper, and is fast enough to dodge Godzilla's atomic breath. He's also an excellent burrower, being able to dig fast enough to dodge one of Godzilla's atomic rays, too. So Zilla has shown he's able to keep pace with helicopters, too. He's shown faster reflexes, being able to dodge missiles, and can use his speed to exploit the whole battlefield. Since Zilla can jump just like Kong, but he can also dig under the ground and attack from beneath. So overall, Zilla is physically superior in just about every area. He's also just larger. Kong in Skull Island is still a teenager, meaning he's still got a whole lot of growing to do. But as it stands right now, he's 104 feet tall, 158 tons. On the other hand, Zilla is 180 feet tall, 300 feet long, and weighing around 500 tons. But he's been bulked up into the incarnations to weigh as much as 20 to 60,000 tons. But even if we use the smallest and lightest version, Zilla is still almost twice as tall as Kong, a whole lot longer, nearly 4 times his weight. However, even with all that, doesn't necessarily mean he's coming out on top here. For starters, Kong is a whole lot smarter, actually smart enough and skilled enough to even incorporate using weapons into his fight. Like during the big old battle against the Skull Devil, he used a boulder to smash in the Skullcrawler's head, tripped a tree and transformed it into an oversized baseball bat, and he even managed to use his ship's propeller attached to a chain, essentially a makeshift grappling hook. It's pretty consistent for Kong to use makeshift weapons in a fight, and I'm confident that Kong can do the same thing here and figure out some way to injure Zilla. Kong also just has forearms and opposable thumbs, meaning he can throw punches, grapple, just hold Zilla at bay, while Zilla's only true way to attack is biting and slashing. And I guess throw some tail swings in there for good measure. Zilla also isn't the most confident fighter. In fact, you could argue almost borders on cowardice. I mean, the big guys even run away from the military before, which is things that other kaiju, including Kong, have chosen to take head on. But when he does decide to fight, he's surprisingly crafty and a brutal fighter. He's torn other kaiju apart, tries to dodge attack coming his way, and actually isn't above using dirty tactics or traps to beat opponents. So, end of the day, who wins? Well, this version of Kong is going to be any version of Godzilla. I'd say it's this version. But even then, I'm not sure King Kong has what it takes. Don't get me wrong, it'd be a tough fight, but Zilla still has got him outclassed in every area physically. He's over twice King Kong's size, and I think that physical gap and that size advantage is too much here. King Kong could get lucky with a well placed weapon, like George vs. Lizzie in Rampage, but for the most part, like we said, Zilla's just too strong, too fast, too durable, and genuinely too big to lose here. Zilla wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure hit the like button, the subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the FanCo army, and I will see you all next time.